Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. And today I want to talk with you about how to start winning internal arguments and conflicts with yourself inside your head. And why is it so important for our development in order to break through in our character and through challenges we have in our lives? And how did I get to win arguments? How did I start winning arguments with myself? So let me start by saying that growing up until about the age 16, I was a really fat kid. And when I'm saying fat, I was 103 kilos at the age of 16. So you can imagine how fat I was. And I'm 178, 179 height. This is my height. And until age 6, I was really skinny, but from 6 until 16, I was really overweight. And I remember just eating a lot of food. I didn't care what I ate. I didn't care how much I ate. I remember I just like to eat. I just like to eat, And that was my go-to when I used to be bored. And that was my go-to when I was sad. That was my go-to when I was happy. And I remember my parents never told me, okay, you're eating too much, or you better stop because you might have a problem in the future. So at that age, of course, you don't really think about this stuff, or at least in the younger years of your life, but maybe later when you are like 16, maybe you start thinking about that kind of stuff. But I remember I didn't even think about the option that I have of choosing otherwise, That was just my life, and I accepted it, And I remember at one point, I already talked about it in the videos. It's at around 16, I looked in the mirror and I accepted me living my life as a fat person. I just embraced it. I hugged, of course, not physically, but I hugged the idea that I'm going to live my life as a fat person. And then around 16, I decided to take control. And of course, I couldn't do it by myself. And I signed myself to a fitness group that my friends used to go to, like 6 people, six 16-year-olds and one trainer. And we were just training, And I remember going there in the first workout. It was like, it's like outside. We always used to exercise in the park or whatever. And I just talked about it with my roommate, and this is why I remember that. But first workout, I came there and the trainer was shaking my hand. He was like, hello, welcome. I have only one condition. You're going to finish the training today. It's going to be hard. You're going to finish it. If you're not finishing the training today, I don't want to see your face ever again. That's what he told me at 16, 103 kilos. He looked at me in the eye straight and told me, if you're not finishing the workout today, if you're giving up in the middle, I don't want to see your face again. I told him, okay, I understand. And I finished that workout. I remember I was puking like crazy, We were running like 4 kilometers and pull-ups and push-ups and burpees and crawling. It was some crazy stuff. And I remember puking. And while I was puking, the trainer was laughing at me. Not in order to, of course, to laugh at me and make me feel bad. But that was the mentality of this guy, He told me, if you're not finishing, I don't want to see you again. And when I puked, he laughed at me and he said, only when you pass out, you can stop. I don't care. If you stop now, if you quit now, you're not coming back anymore. And this was the first time I encountered the voice in my head, that I really came to fight with the voice in my head. Because until now I ate, until now nobody told me otherwise. I was just growing and I became more fat, more lazy. But now suddenly someone gave me another option. Someone gave me and showed me that there is another option. There is an option of me not giving up on myself, There is an option, even if I'm puking, even if my head aches, even if I feel like I want to pass out, there is an option, And this is the first time I conflicted with the voice in my head. And this is the first time I remember actually winning the voice in my head over the voice in my head, winning the argument, winning the conflict with the voice in my head. And I went on and trained for a whole year in that group. And I can tell you that each training was harder than the one before, and I puked so many times after. I felt so much dizziness in the trainings. But one thing I didn't do is I didn't quit, because the guy was here on my neck and I was the worst in the group physically. And he said, he was just here on my neck, and he used to tell me, if you quit now, I don't want to see you anymore, Straight face. But sometimes you just need to have that someone. And then I continued with my army service, which I already talked about in another video, which there again, I met the voice in my head so many times, and there was no other choice but for me to win in those arguments. If you didn't watch the video, go watch it. But a lot of the times I didn't have a choice. I literally didn't have a choice but to win. It's not like I could go and quit, If I'm in the middle of the desert and nobody comes to pick me up and I have to still go 10 kilometers and I have only 1.5 hours to do so with 40 kilos on my back, I cannot just stay in the desert and hoping someone will come when I know no one will come, So you have to win. I had to win those arguments. And now I'm going to talk to you, the viewer. How do you start winning those arguments? Whether it's about weight, whether it's about health, stopping to smoke or whatever, whether it's about starting a new habit, anything, waking up early. How to start winning those arguments. So first of all, what I would recommend you is do the same as I did. First of all, understand that there is another choice. There is another choice, and you can do it. This is the first thing you need to put in your mind, Same as this guy, my trainer, showed me at 16 that there is another choice. I'm telling you now, there is another choice. There is a reality where you manage to do that thing, where you manage to win the argument, Second thing I would recommend you is go try and surround yourself with the right people. With the right people that will leave you no other choice but to win the argument in your head, Whether it's a running group, let's say you want to get healthier, Running group, you want to wake up early? Okay, running group that runs 7 a.m, Pay money, pay the most amount of money. Pay 200 euros, 100 euros for one session. Then I promise you that you're going to wake up, and you're going to be there at 7. Try to surround yourself with those people that don't leave you with any other choice but to start winning those arguments. If you want to stop smoking and you really rock bottom, I'm not talking about maybe you like smoking or whatever, but if you reach to the point where you're like, I want to stop smoking, surround yourself deliberately with the people that will leave you no other choice but stop smoking. And again, it can be a certain group that is like talking about the issue or whatever. Or again, it can be like a running group or sports group or whatever that is there for you and is literally telling you that it is not good for you and is not sugarcoating the reality. The same as my trainer did to me, you know. I used to puke, literally puke, and he used to come and laugh at me and tell me, you're not stopping this training until you're done. Even if I had 1 more kilometer left, even if I had 2 kilometers left, and it doesn't matter, even if it took me 1 hour more, he said, we're gonna be here until you're gonna finish. And there was no other choice but winning, you know. There was no other choice but winning that argument. And winning those arguments in your head is the key to self-development, is the key to break through to new limits, you know. How many times you said, I'm going to start a diet, and then you started to eating chocolate, you know, started to fake here and fake there, and then you're like, oh, but I'm not losing weight. Of course you're not losing weight, because you're faking your way to it, you know. You cannot fake yourself. You know, you can fake other people, but some things you cannot fake, you know. Or how many times you said, I'm going to stop smoking, but then you stop for a day, and then it's a cigarette there and cigarette here. To me, there is no like in between. It's either you're smoking or either you're not, you know. It's not like if you smoke once a week, you're not a smoker. You are a smoker. That's how I see it. And how many times you said you're going to wake up in a certain hour and you didn't? Just because in all of those times, your voice in your head won the argument. You didn't want to eat the chocolate, but the voice in your head won the argument and told you to do so. And you didn't want to smoke that cigarette, but the voice in your head told you to do so, and it won. And you did want to wake up at a certain hour, but you didn't, because the voice in your head won the argument. And it's something that I meet every day, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but deliberately you have to work on that. Every day I wake up at 7, whatever, any hour that I say to myself, I'm not leaving myself a choice, you know. In the morning I'm saying like, there is no other choice, but I'm going to win today, that argument. And every day is a new argument, you know. Every day is a new conflict with the voice in my head, you know. And you have to win every time. And it's not necessarily getting easier, but you are learning how to control and tame that voice in your head as time goes by, you know. You just become better at it, I guess. And of course you have slips here and there, but overall, I can say on myself today, I'm almost 10 years past that moment at 16, that most of the time, if not all of the time, most of the time I win the arguments and the conflicts with the voice in my head, you know. Just because I tamed it and I managed to control it within time. I didn't shy away from challenge, physical challenge and mental challenge. I didn't shy away from pain. I didn't shy away from struggle. I didn't shy away from any of that. And this is where the key is lying, you know, the key to your self-development. And another extension of that will be to stop surrounding yourself with the wrong people, with the people that actually are bringing you down, you know. You want to stop smoking cigarettes and someone offers you a cigarette. Why would you hang around someone like that, you know, when he knows you stop smoking? You want to wake up in a certain hour, but a friend or whatever tells you to go out the night before, you know, and it tells you, no, stay another hour. And then eventually, because of you staying up so late until 4 a.m., you didn't wake up the hour you wanted. Why would he do that? Why would they do that, you know? So start thinking about those things also. The people that are bringing you down, maybe you shouldn't see them and meet them anymore, you know? Stop seeing those people if you want to get better. And on the other hand, the people that will tell you, if you are smoking, I'm going to punch you in the face, literally, those are the people you want around you, you know? And for some of you, it might sound harsh, but that's what helped me, you know? And if it helped me, I know it can help you, you know? If someone comes to you and lift your bed at 7 a.m., you know, and kick you out of your bed because you said you're going to wake up at 7, they don't leave you another choice. And these are the people you want, the people that don't leave you with any other choice but getting better, but winning the voice in your head. And that's it. I could blabber about it for long, way more, but this is what I wanted to talk about today. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do. We are 30 subscribers, crazy. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.